Queensland's secretive testing and research of deadly viruses takes place, but today a very public admission.
There is not a clear record of the destruction of 323 samples that cannot be located.
So I'm announcing an investigation into the record-keeping breaches discovered at Queensland Health's Public Health Virology Laboratory.
The blunder relates to a locked freezer storing 93 live samples of Hendra virus, 2 live samples of hanta virus and more than 200 fragments of Lissa virus. The freezer broke in 2021 and the materials transferred, but a gap in the paperwork means no one knows where they went.
It is a significant breach of protocol, but I do not believe there is a risk to the public.
It is unusual and disappointing that we've found out about this error and found out so far down the track.
The missing samples were only realised during a change in management in August last year. Now Queensland's second lab failure after 40,000 criminal cases were impacted by flaws in the state's DNA lab.
It was brought to my attention just a few weeks ago.
We've seen it happen with the DNA lab. We've now seen another failure of record keeping and administration.
The Chief Health Officer believes the most likely scenario is that the samples were destroyed by autoclaving or high pressure steam. He says it's highly unlikely the samples were thrown into general waste or stolen.
The first deadly Hendra virus outbreak swept through Brisbane racehorse stables in 1994. Today poses a different risk.
The reputational damage is a very significant factor, particularly in this day and age where there's a lot of concern about how we handle these sorts of viruses.
The probe's report is due in June.
Now, I want to stress that there have been no public health incidents linked to these materials. So we have no evidence so far of any event occurring as a result of the loss or the destruction of these materials. The department is taking all necessary steps to ensure that it does have the appropriate regulatory matters in place. It is liaising with the federal record-keeping bodies and the federal accreditation bodies, as well as with our own Department of Agriculture.
Bitch, I'm gonna kindly request that everybody sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and open up your fucking ears. Because what do you mean we lost over 100 samples of deadly viruses in a lab? Not like, oh no, I misplaced my AirPods. No, I mean, where the fuck did they go? Oh yeah, and one of those viruses was the hantavirus, because of course it was. Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. In 2024, Australia casually announced that a state-run laboratory somehow misplaced over 100 vials of virus samples when a freezer broke, including the hantavirus. And now, in 2026, we have an international hantavirus cruise ship outbreak spanning across 12 countries. And then we have this fuck-ass tweet from 2022 where the person posted, 2023, coronavirus ends. 2026, hantavirus. Oh, and what's even crazier, vaccine companies were already researching hantavirus vaccine! So you're telling me there was a mysterious biosecurity breach, missing virus samples, cruise ship outbreak, international contact tracing, people self-isolating across multiple continents, and vaccine companies already researching hantavirus vaccines? And look, before anybody starts calling me a conspiracy theorist wearing a tinfoil hat, health officials are already saying that the public risk is low. But the optics here are crazy. Clearly, we learned nothing from COVID. And honestly, the scariest part isn't even the fucking virus. It's how fast public trust has completely collapsed because people don't trust governments, labs, pharmaceutical companies, the media, and that's a nightmare scenario for democracy and public health. Oh yeah, and in the meantime, maybe stop letting people disembark off of plagued cruise ships.
The virus vials vanished from Australian lab 2 years before cruise ship outbreak. Now, I don't see anybody talking about this on US TikTok, so I will. 2 vials of hantavirus were among more than 300 that vanished from an Australian laboratory in 2024. Alongside these vials, nearly 100 further vials containing the Hendra virus transmitted from horses to humans also went missing, along with 223 vials containing Lissa virus, the rabies virus. At the time, the most likely explanation for the disappearance was believed to be a misplacement of containers during a transfer to a new freezer. The Ministry of Health subsequently launched a full investigation, which found they were likely destroyed rather than stolen or lost. Questions have surfaced over the location following the deadly virus infecting passengers aboard the cruise ship. 3 people have so far lost their lives linked to the outbreak on the vessel, a 7-year-old Dutch man and his 69-year-old wife, and a German woman. British ex-policeman Martin Anstey, 56, along with 2 other cruise passengers, have been transported to the Netherlands for specialist treatment, while another patient is currently receiving care in Switzerland. The Andes strain has been identified in positive samples taken from the cruise ship and remains the only known hantavirus capable of spreading from person to person. Now, this is obviously extremely suspicious. So these vials just went missing from a lab, and then there's an outbreak on a cruise ship a few years later. That is suspicious, that's weird, and it needs to be investigated. That is so sketchy. It's almost like it was done on purpose. And this is all speculation and alleged. But you guys know me, once I start digging for the truth, I don't stop till I find it. And this is suspect. What are your thoughts? Let me know below in the comments.
Well, isn't this a very odd coincidence? Investigation launched into Queensland lab breach with vials of Hendra virus, Lassa virus, and hantavirus missing. Nearly 100 live samples of the deadly Hendra virus have been lost in the biosecurity bungle at a state-run Queensland laboratory. An investigation has been launched after it was revealed that 323 virus samples went missing from Virology Laboratory in 2021 in a major breach of biosecurity protocol. The material, which included samples of Hendra virus, Lassa virus, and hantavirus, appears to have gone missing after a freezer storing the samples broke down. Mr. Nichols said the breach was uncovered in August of 2023, and the lab has been unable to say whether the materials were removed or destroyed. I'm sure none of this is connected at all. It's just a sheer coincidence, you know?
All right, guys. Well, we discovered last week that hantavirus was on a cruise ship sailing from Argentina to some islands. And people caught this virus. So now they're saying damn near the whole ship got the virus now. 3 people died, 2 people are in hospitals on different continents. So it's come to find out that since 2001, the hantavirus has been on the run, which I say got misplaced. And then they discovered this misplacement in 2023. And now, in 2024, they want to announce it to make sure everybody's aware because they don't want people to weaponize these viruses. Okay? And now in 2026, come to find out, people are catching the hantavirus on a cruise ship. On December 7, 2024, hundreds of deadly virus samples vanished from a Queensland, Australia lab. Okay. Queensland Health Minister Tim Nichols announced 323 vials of live viruses are not accounted. 100 vials of Hendra virus, 2 vials of hantavirus, 223 vials of Lassa virus. These are deadly to humans. Okay? All these viruses are deadly. The Queensland authorities believe that these vials were lost in the public health viral laboratory when the freezer broke down. And when they transferred the vials, the paperwork was not completed. So when they went back in 2023 to open this freezer where these vials were, there was no paperwork. And when they opened the freezer, there was nothing in there. So they were transferred to a working freezer. The virus went missing in 2021 and was discovered missing in 2023. The Ministry of Health, they did an investigation, but they think that the vials were destroyed, not stolen, because they're saying that when they're out of the freezer and then they go to another low-grade freezer, they could be degraded, broken down. So there's no potential risk. But if that didn't happen and then they were stored somewhere, they thinking that somebody is going to use this to kill people. But nothing had happened in that time since. So now that the hanta virus is out there, that's why they're coming out with this now, to warn the people that these viruses are out there. Here in America, I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. Did you know about it? Did you hear about this? Because this is some crazy work that the I don't know how to say that word, is a 50s. They say it has a very high fatality rate. Some articles say it has a 57% fatality rate. But that one is the most deadly. Then the Hendra and the hantavirus is. So leave your comments down below. Let me know. Have you guys heard about this? Because I didn't. And they're hiding this. And now people are saying that there's going to be another lockdown, that they want to spread this. They want to allegedly depopulate. That's what people are saying. And hell, what do I know? I'm just a talking head.
Greetings from the couch. 323 vials containing deadly you see it, go missing from a lab in Australia. ABC News among them. Nearly 100 vials contained Hantavius in them. So not only Hantavius is gone and missing, his kinfolk missing along with him. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on?
Apparently, in 2024, 323 vials of deadly virus, including hantavirus, went missing in Australia. 323 fucking vials. And like I said yesterday, bitch, do I think it's a plan? I do. But is this shit still dangerous? It is. And to all the motherfuckers that's like, oh, I don't want to be in a lockdown. I don't want to experience another motherfucking pandemic. But bitch, best motherfucking believe, it's still real. And y'all are like, it's not easily transmittable. Then bitch, why the fuck is there so many transmissions happening? Because the incubation period is up to 8 fucking weeks.